Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I am Conasip and this is going to be part 4 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as Egypt, and in this turn I will be attacking and conquering Damascus and Antioch. I have put both of these settlements under siege in the last turn, and I did fight a decent sized little, I think it was like a half stack of Seleucid forces right outside of Antioch here. And typically in my practice campaigns, I would have put maybe like a fort here guarding this river crossing, and possibly even in this little entrance area here between the mountains and the end of the river. However, I think that force that I defeated outside of Antioch would have been that force that I was potentially guarding against. I could be wrong. We will see if anything comes from this town here, but it's a ways off, you know, there's some distance here, so I don't think they're going to be able to get here in time before I take Antioch. Now, there are a couple of units here in Tarsus, so we will have to see if either of these 3 units try to assist their friends here in Antioch. There's really not much here in Antioch. There's 2 militia cavalry, and then a general, the faction leader, in fact. 4-star general. So he's good. Is there any, like, morale bonuses that he's giving? It's just the command, okay. And in this game, the command does give the morale bonuses. Damascus is going to be a slightly harder fight. There is 2 units of militia hoplites, at least 2 units. And the general is a 3-star general as well. So we will have to see what the other 2 mystery units are. But I think that my forces are going to be more than enough to take these provinces. Let's see, I have a spy in here, so there's a chance that he's going to be able to open... There's a 48% chance that he's going to be able to open the gate. He's a good spy, yeah. 5... He has 5 eyeballs. That's a poisoner, so +2 agent skill, superior spy, +3, and +3 to line of sight. Okay. Yeah, that's a good spy right there. Other than that, down here I have... Who are you again? Amos, I think that you are... I can't actually remember. Amos is my faction heir's son. Got it. And he just became of age like a year ago. And he does have a sister. He has 2 sisters and a younger brother who are all underage so far, but... Amos himself, how is he? Let me remind myself again. Not great, but a mentor, you know, it's better than nothing. And he's going to be down here cleaning up these brigands. Now, I'm going to feel really silly if these are just 2 peasants. I know that his unit of chariot archers could just defeat 2 units of peasants. However, just to be safe, I'm going to train up a unit of peltas or skirmishers and a unit of Nubian spears as well to assist in this battle, just in case. And you know what? I may as well have those units around anyway, because if I don't need them for these forces of brigands, then I will need them for other forces of brigands, so may as well. Everywhere else is in the middle of building and training stuff, so there's nothing else for me to do in this turn. My navy's just hanging out in port, just staying safe, and diplomats, you're going to hang out here by Siwa just to keep an eye on the Numidians, just to, you know, make sure, see if they're building up their troops at all. And you are going to go talk to Carthage, and you are going to talk to the Greek city-states. Yeah, all right. Now, before we jump out into these battles, really, I wanted to kind of do a little bit of a dive on the differences between the various ranged units that are available, specifically the lower tier ranged units that are available to the Egyptians, because I know for me, when I jumped on into this campaign, my first practice campaign, I spent a lot of time looking at these 3 different types of units and what each of them offered and what was the different types of scenarios where they would be useful. Now, first things first, the slingers and the skirmishers are tier 2 units, so that's a big deal because you start with mostly tier 2 settlements. Therefore, these are the units that are going to be most readily available. However, one of my provinces is tier 3. It's Memphis. Starts off as a tier 3. If you really need those extra archers, you can build that practice range building and get archers out very early on. However, you already start with archers as the Egyptian faction, so it's not, you don't necessarily need them right away is my opinion of this, but just take a look at this. So slingers, right off the bat, this is the fastest class of infantry unit. Slingers are in their own class. They're faster than archers, skirmishers, and anything else, and that's true for all of the slingers in this game. They are the fastest type of infantry, which is helpful when they need to get around to the flanks so that they can get those flank shots in, try to get around the shields of the opposing units, and get some more damage in. And that's going to be important because, as you can see here, their missile attack is only 4, which is pretty low actually. However, I find that their missile attack, because it fires on a flat trajectory, I think that it ends up doing a bit more damage than you would expect, at least when you're going up against kind of like lower tier stuff. I think the missile attack ends up being okay. Yeah, I feel like they get more damage done than I would expect. However, the range leaves a lot to be desired, especially when you compare them to archers. Sure, their range is higher than the skirmishers, the javelins, but it's less than the archers, so it's kind of awkward, really. You would expect that it to be a little bit more, but maybe not. Maybe not. But the thing that they do have over the archers is the shield. Now, the defense skill is going to be the same as the archer, but the archer does not have this shield, giving the +2 to their defense. And that's going to make slingers a better unit for screening your army, essentially. If you're trying to screen your army from other ranged units, or if you just want to throw out a screen in front of your army so that you can sort of mess up enemy charges. And I find that this is really useful. You can kind of just set your skirmishers in front of your army and put them on skirmish and kind of leave them to their fate. If they don't make it behind your spears in time to avoid the enemy charges, well, so be it. But they've done their job. They've sort of misdirected the enemy charges. A lot of times when these screening units, sometimes they'll kind of like half get behind your front line and the other half will kind of get caught a little bit. And usually, though, this still ends up, like, whatever the case is, it's still doing its job in a way. The shield isn't going to, help out immensely in these melee combats, especially against, say, like chariots or, cavalry. But it's going to help out a little bit, and again, it's going to help provide a bit more defense from missile attacks. And the slingers, with their high speed, can skirmish better than the skirmisher or the archer in that case. In addition to that, something that I really like about Rome Total War in comparison to Medieval and Shogun is that route chasing is a lot easier in this game. Units that are chasing broken units do a lot better job of killing units than in Shogun and Medieval. The cavalry does a great job, but also the light infantry as well is very capable at chasing down heavier infantry, and that's very useful when you have limited cavalry options. So if you have broken the enemy army, and you have some of their enemy units that are closer to the red line and closer to getting away, you can task out your cavalry to get those units down, knowing that maybe the heavier, slower units belonging to the enemy that's kind of, in the middle of the map and farther away from the red line, you can kind of just task out your slingers or your skirmishers or your archers, put them on these units, and they will do a relatively decent job of running them down and getting those kills for you, which is very, very, very useful. Maybe you don't know if you haven't played Shogun or Medieval, but it's nice. In Rome, you have it good when it comes to route chasing. So slingers do have their uses, I think. Also, is there upkeep? Is it cheaper? Let's see, recruitment cost is 150. So their recruitment cost is 30 denarii cheaper than the skirmishers, but the upkeep is the same of being 170. Okay, got it. And then the skirmishers, let's see. So they can hide in long grass. Okay, so that's kind of a niche thing, I think. So they're meant as kind of like an ambusher in that sort of sense. Let's see, combat bonus in deserts is also true for both of them. And I know it does say fast moving for both of these units, but the tier of speed for slingers is in fact higher. Let's see. And yeah, the bonus versus the elephants and the chariots is going to be the big thing here. So it's something that you want to keep. I think it's going to be useful to keep skirmishers around as you're playing as, you know, the Egyptians going up against, well, a lot of the factions out here in the east, right? You know, the Parthians have elephants, the Seleucids have elephants and chariots, the Pontics, they have chariots as well. The Armenians, I don't think they have, they don't have elephants or chariots, I don't think. But then Carthage as well has access to elephants. So yeah, there's some, you know, this can be applicable in these scenarios. Also, the skirmishers do have that arced fire, unlike the slingers who do fire on that flat trajectory. You can put your skirmishers behind your line of spears and they can kind of fire over their heads. So they can be sort of useful in that sense. They can also fire over the small wooden walls, the palisades, and the tier 2 wooden walls. Is that what they're called? Can't remember, but the skirmishers are useful in that sense. They can provide that indirect fire, yes, kind of just launching over the heads of your front line or the walls. Short range for sure, and it does have that shield, which is the same as the slingers. Not as fast as the slingers, but still, it's a fast tier of unit. As far as infantry is concerned, it goes slingers, and then the skirmishers and bowmen will be in that second tier, which is still very fast. So they are a good, useful unit, I think. They might get a little bit classed out once archers become available, but that's probably true for slingers and skirmishers. I guess the point that I'm trying to make, though, is that I don't think you really have to rush those archers unless you really don't know how to win without them. Which doesn't seem, I don't know. I think the Egyptian army is capable enough without the archers, but, you know, who's to say? They start the game with them, so what do I know? And then the archers are just sort of your straight up damage dealers. Let's see, so they're going to cost a little bit more to recruit than the skirmishers. Not much more, only 10 more denarii, and the upkeep is the same. The nice thing with it the archers have is the flaming missiles, the fire arrows. This is a pretty niche thing, but I would say it's a utility. It's a utility piece, and this is something that you really want to have in every single army, regardless, right? Because at the crucial moment in the battle, you can set them to use their fire arrows. They're going to cause less damage, they're going to take a longer time to reload, but they're going to provide a morale debuff to whatever enemy unit that you are firing on. And you want to use this in a key moment in the battle where you think you can get that big break on the enemy army. Now, this is not something that I'm completely sure about, but I would imagine there is such a thing as friendly fire in regards to that morale debuff. So if you are hitting your own units, are your own units also getting that morale debuff from the fire arrows? I'd imagine so, but I haven't tested this, I haven't researched this, so please let me know if you know the answer to that. So it seems like something that you wouldn't, I don't know if I'd really even want like my entire archer line using fire arrows in that exact moment. I would probably just pick one unit to try to make one shot into a melee where I'm going to try to, avoid any friendly fire and try to get that break in that one shot. Oh yeah, right. And fire arrows also can cause elephants to go out of control. I can't remember what is that called. Yeah, I'm not remembering. It's called something, but yeah, the elephants are going to go out of control if they get shot at by fire arrows. And same with this scythe chariots. Yeah, the scythe chariots, which belong to the Seleucids and the Pontics. Man, I'm having trouble here, but those two types of chariots will also rampage. It's called something else. I'm really forgetting it right now. But yeah, that's another place where flaming arrows, flaming missiles will do the trick. So that's a little bit of that. Oh, I also just wanted to show something here, which is interesting to me. If we look at like the Egyptian chariot generals, which have their archers, so they have a missile attack of 10, which is kind of crazy, right? Because if we look at archers, missile attack of 7, it's the same freaking bow, right? It's like, yeah, it's funny. It seems like chariot archers, and I think this is also true for like the British light chariots. They all have a higher missile attack than what you would think, and I think it's just because the developers wanted to make these these light chariots have an effective missile weapon despite the lower model count in the units. I think that was the idea there. So, yeah, they can actually do a bit more damage than you would expect. 26 men, 26 shots, and I'm pretty sure it's only 1 archer per chariot, but still, it's, you know, it's not bad. All right, that's enough of that jibber jabber. So let's, I'm pretty sure, let me just double check my taxes. Very high is good, very high, very high. The low is, oh, I can fix that. Let's do normal, and then side on. Oh yeah, I'm glad I checked this. Normal for you, and so, yep, good money. All right, yep, that's money that I could have been missing out on. Let's drop a save, and yeah, we're gonna be ready to attack these settlements. Finally, episode 4, finally taking some settlements here. All right, what's the news? What's the gossip, huh? So sitting on over 4,000, not bad, and all right, the upgraded mines in Thebes are finished, nice. And yes, paved roads in Jerusalem. This is going to be a lot of money coming from all of these things. All of those buildings. Yep, got some soldiers, mostly peasants. I'm trying to get up to the 80% garrison equivalent in all of my settlements. And then war declared between the Julii and Carthage. Oh, interesting. So the Julii might be going after Carolus, maybe? Perhaps. And yes, no one is coming to the aid of the Seleucids here in Antioch or Damascus. Like not even on the horizon, right? Yeah, they are left to their own devices. So I think I want to take care of those brigands first because that's going to be annoying. And let's see, I want to just double check this. I want to make sure that we've already talked to the... talked to the Pontic people, and let's continue on and try to make contact with the Greeks. Is there a Greek here? Nope. What's more brigands? What do we got up here? Heavy peltasts, peasants, militia cavalry, okie dokie. Okie dokie, so let's join up. Can you come down here and attack? Yes, you can. Okay, perfect. So you go here and then... So if I put you there, you will be in reinforcement range. But will they run away? That's going to be the issue. So let's... Yeah, they ran away and now they have a bridge battle. I mean, I have Nubian... Would you be able to help out? Okay, I can do this. Okay. Yeah, it's just peasants and archers. But it is going to be a bridge battle, so that's not ideal.
Today is a good day to die.
Oh, hell yeah. No bridge battle.
Still to live and tell our grandchildren of brave deeds and braver men.
Okay, they're just brigands, okay? Just chill out with all that brave deeds and brave men, okay? It's, you know, it ain't all that. Alright, we got a big old boulder in front of us. Nothing too scary. Let's just get my guys formed up, and I don't need... Actually, let's put the skirmishers in front, just because, yeah, I'd rather, as I was saying before, I'd rather have my skirmishers screen my Nubian spears so that the enemy archers shoot my skirmishers instead. Okay, so they're going to be over there. Let's just move around the boulder. I feel like there's less trees on this side, so I'd rather fight where there are less trees. We now have a vision on those brigands, and yes, they are hugging the side of that rock. They're hugging that for dear life. It's not really the place where I want to charge my chariots on into. I think both the units are just kind of sitting one on top of the other. Oh, and I do have a question, actually. For those of you who know the answer, please let me know. I am wondering, for brigands, is it absolutely vital to also get a certain amount of kills against them so that their army doesn't survive like it is for like faction armies. Like I think for faction armies you need to get, is it 85% of the enemy army dead so that it doesn't exist anymore? Is that true for rebels? So far I have been assuming that it has been true, so every time I get the chance I do continue to run them down till the very end. But if that's not necessary, I would like to know. That could potentially save me hours of my time over the course of playing this game for the next few years. So yes, please let me know. Oh yeah, and while I am waiting for my army to get into position here, I can talk a little bit about the results of some testing that I've done in regards to the casualties healed at the end of these battles. I was able to set up some custom battles to check some things out, and the numbers themselves seem pretty consistent, as in it seems to be a consistent 15% of the casualties that are healed at the end of every battle. That's something that Dolphy did pick up on in one of my earlier videos. He sort of did the math and pointed that out to me. So that is a real thing. That seems to be pretty real. And then the question would be, you know, does it always happen to the units that are injured earlier in the battle, which is what Dolphy and I think a few others have said. And this seems to be something that has come from Legend of Total War himself, so obviously a good source. It's been mentioned that this is a mechanic that's probably a bit better explained in Medieval 2, and that's how it works. It's the units that take casualties first in the battle are the ones that are going to heal that 15% up. And if it's in Medieval 2, there's a good chance that it was simply just ported from Rome Total War. So that's been sort of the understanding. Is this just peasants? Okay, no, there are archers there. Okay. Got it. Okay. Well, I think I would like to... Yeah, I would just like to charge on in and get those archers so they can't get any shots off on my infantry. And you guys don't need to be in phalanx. You can just bring your spears up and they're going to move a bit faster when they're out of phalanx mode. And the next time those archers become visible, I think I'm just going to want to charge right... Yep, here we go. Let's just charge right on in with my general, and then let's bring up... You guys can start running. Let's see if we can get these guys without letting them get any shots off. And yeah, don't let them get away. Get on in there. Skirmishers can run in, and Nubian spears can also run on in. So let's just try to keep the chariots moving, and then archers can run in. And then there we go. Now that the chariots have run through, let's try to run them back on in. And yeah, we'll continue this battle, but my question stands. Do I need to continue this battle? I know you could make the argument that it's good for the experience of my units to get these kills. So there is that, of course. But do I need to? That's the question. The last thing that I'd want, though, is to, like, have to fight brigands twice, right? That would absolutely suck. That would, you know, that would feel so bad. Are these bowmen going to get away from this? Yeah, they are the same speed as my skirmishers, so I think there is a chance that I'm going to have to bring my chariots on over to get those bowmen. There is an easy victory. Yep, we got 4 kills and anything healed. Yeah, 1 casualty healed. The Egyptian chariot general took a casualty. Took 2 casualties. Interesting. Healed up 1 of them, and then my skirmishers took the other 5 casualties. Wait, that doesn't add up. So they took 5 casualties, but I only... Oh, so they only killed 4? So there must have been some friendly fire, eh? Huh. Friendly fire. I didn't know that.
My liege, mighty general.
I didn't see it happen. I didn't see it. Well, let's bring you down here, and you can build a watchtower. And you can start working your way up here. And then these units can't move right now. But when they can, I'll just bring them up to Memphis, where they can just sort of station themselves and hang out. Now it's time for Damascus. Just because this garrison is a little bit bigger than the one in Antioch, I would say let's just do this one first, just because it's going to require a little bit more. Oh, we can hire some mercenaries. Always. Even though their stats are so bad, right? Attack of 3, defensive 7, paying 650 to recruit them. Yeah, it's a lot, but still, I just... Anytime I get a chance to recruit mercenaries, I'm going to do it. Because that's 120 men they're going to fight for me that I'm not pulling from my taxpayers in my settlements. So that seems to be a good bargain overall. Okay. Let's go in here. We have our 5 battering rams. Let's assault. Let's get this settlement, eh? What do we got? 3-star general and 4 militia hoplites. Yeah, but they're all a bit damaged. 78 men apiece. I wonder if is that just from siege attrition? Perhaps? It's the fact that it's so evenly across is interesting. And I think that, let's actually go back. I think that his unit, so General's Bodyguard, so they're not going to be the Javcav. I think the Greek-style General's Bodyguards are the weakest ones. Correct me if I'm wrong, I would like to know, but yeah, 12 attack and 11 defense. I think that's among the weaker General's Bodyguards. But still, I do have to be wary of them. So let's fight this on the battle map.
Today is a good day to die. But better still to live and tell our grandchildren of brave deeds and braver men. Now, take up the sword. Pull on your armor. We go to test our courage in the fires of battle.
Hell yeah, let's go. Weather looks good.
On my orders.
On your orders, on my orders. And the gates, oh yeah, the spy is in Antioch, so the gates are not going to be opened by him. But you know what, with this many rams, I may as well... I have a big enough army. You know what, yeah, I may as well attack from every side. The fact that they have 4 militia hoplites, yeah, that's not nothing. And what do they have here? Bowman, Bowman, and Bowman. So my phalanx spearmen cannot push battering rams, which is interesting. I'm probably going to take my bowmen off of the rams and push them with my slingers instead. Yeah, that seems to be a better idea. Just to make sure that my bowmen, take as few casualties as possible. I think this looks pretty good. So I have this ram, it's going to be going right up the center. This ram's going to be following up behind, but then it's going to veer out and then attack this part. I'm not going to be going in straight on in from this side because then it will be able to get shot at by that arrow tower. If I hug the walls, it should be able to avoid that arrow tower. And I want to break in through this side because there's going to be this large plaza right here where I can potentially park a unit of chariot archers and maybe they can shoot on into the central plaza in the middle. And then, yeah, I'm going to be following up with skirmishers, archers, and then 2 Nubian spears. And then if we go on over to here, I have a couple sections here. This section of these slingers, Nubian spears, and Bedouin warriors is going to be heading all the way around the long way. I want to go wide so I can avoid these towers, but if I can get into the back door, maybe they won't see it coming. And then on this side, Eastern Mercenaries, Bowmen, and Nubian Spears attacking that wall. And then over on, let's see, the other side, I have 2 more Nubian Spears, Bowmen, and Slingers attacking that wall. So let's see if I can get this sorted out. Yeah, there we go. Ready to go. Let's just bring you up here. Move up. And you can move up as well. Go straight on in, and then Bowman can go there. And Nubian Spears can go right behind. And then, yeah, you go all the long way around. We will see you in 10 minutes. And then, let's see, is it going to be you? Yeah, there you go. And it looks like they already are pulling their Nubian spears away from this gate here, so we might be able to get in unopposed on this side.
Your soldiers have brought the ram to the gates.
Now my first ram's going to be working on that gate here. Let's see if I can bring my skirmishers up a bit closer. And are you guys already shooting? Yes, my archers are in range. So we should be able to do a lot of damage. Yeah, they're going to pull back. And you are going to go that way.
Your soldiers and the battling ram are at the gates. Now comes the test of their courage.
And then I will just have you break through the gate there. And I don't think you're going to be able to get shot at. So let's take a peek here. What do we got? You're working on them, and archers can spread out.
Your soldiers and the battling ram has done its work. Your soldiers have broken the enemy gate.
There we go. There's going to be a lot of those messages. Yeah, I get it. My guys have made it to the gate. I get it. I hope we're going wide enough to avoid this tower.
Your soldiers and the battling...
Alright, so we broke in.
Your soldiers have broken through the gate. Now order them on and hound the enemy.
And how are we looking on this side? So we are about to get in on this side as well. And oops, no, did I do the wrong thing? Oh, perfect. Yes, they did bring their militia hoplites back, and now they are in range of my skirmishers. Archers, yeah, they are in range as well, so we should be able to do some good damage to these guys. We are firing into their shield side.
Now comes the test of their courage.
And we will break in on that side as well.
Your soldiers have broken through the gate.
Okay, yep.
The cowardly enemy cannot hide.
Okay, alright, thank you, Jesus.
Begin the slaughter.
Okay, and we are shooting into this unit of militia hoplites on this side. Yeah, something for me to get used to as well. In Medieval and Shogun, it's really important to pay attention to the depth of your skirmishers. That is, the formation depth. And if you are in like more than 2 ranks, you are going to take an accuracy penalty to your shots. However, they took that away in this game, and that makes it a bit easier for you to manage your formations. It does take away a little bit of the tactical depth in this game. That's something that I do recall there being some gripes about from the old Total War veterans. But all in all, I mean, it does make things a lot easier for sure, right? And are we not doing this? I feel like we're not doing as much damage shooting head-on into them. Yeah, go figure, I guess. Now, those militia hoplites have backed up a little bit. And do I have any ammo left? Yes, I do. And let's see, that's the general right there. So I don't want to just charge on in here. Let's get you guys in column formation. And then I can bring you in. Yeah, I think I want to lead with my Nubian spears on that side. Just so that if that general comes on in, we can potentially take a charge from him and be okay. And then here you, and then let's move up my archers as well. And then on this side, yeah, we're shooting just point blank on into them. And bowman. Oh yeah, slinger is perfect. So you guys are firing through the gate, which is wonderful. Now these skirmishers have run out of javelins. And bowmen, are you not? Oh, they're not able to shoot. Okay. Well, I think it's time to move on in. Let's see. Let's take you off phalanx mode. Just so I can run you in. And then I will try to get you on phalanx mode at the last second. And let's see, skirmishers. You run in, and then maybe bring on the Eastern mercenaries on this side. Is there any movement from the enemy general? We got a little dust storm coming in as well. Alright, let's get spears down. And There we go. So yes, we were able to kill those guys. Let's put these guys on guard mode as well. And then let's try to stack these guys as much as possible. Wait, you don't need to throw your stuff. It's fine. It's fine. No friendly fire, please, and thank you. There we go. Bowman in, and then you can come on in. I think so. I'm not entirely sure how to deactivate all of the arrow towers, but I think just like walking behind them. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that works. I know that when you have the walled settlements, that you essentially just have to walk through the guard towers, and that deactivates those towers, right? But for these ones, I'm not entirely sure what you need to do to deactivate a tower for these like palisades and the wooden walls. Just getting into the settlement doesn't deactivate every single arrow tower, obviously, so what exactly is the condition then? And on this side, yeah, we are just making mincemeat. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, our slingers are just firing right through this gap, and yeah, we are doing a lot of damage to those militia hoplites there. Now I want to keep these Nubian spears as stacked, as close to one another as possible. Let's see, I want them both on guard mode, and yeah, skirmishers come up behind. Bowmen come up, and then I want these skirmishers that are out of ammo, I want them to come up and like run alongside here to see if that's what we need to do to deactivate those arrow towers. And then you do the same thing on this side, because I want to be able to move up my generals so that they can park themselves here and be able to provide firepower if that's what they need to do. And let's see, what do we have? 3 militia hoplites left, and we still have ammo left on our archers. My goodness, yeah. There we go. And finally, on the back side of the town, we are approaching, so yeah. I don't know if it's... What do we have here? Slingers? Yeah, slingers can do some work, so... And let's go on over to this side, and they are finally withdrawing. Yeah, we did a lot of damage to them. Yeah, down to 7 guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, well... Let's go ahead and move my Nubian spears in.
And the battling ram are at the gates. Now comes the test of their courage.
You and then you. And let's run the slingers in to the flanks, because I definitely don't want them shooting into the rear of my units. Now we have made it through the back gate. So slingers, let's see. Let's not lead with my slingers. Let's go ahead and bring in my Nubian spears. Actually, you know what? Yeah, slingers, you can just kind of run on in. Spears can run on in, and then Bedouin warriors will hang out here. Yeah, that general's bodyguard can do some damage there, and he's right in the middle, so I don't know which direction he's going to head on in. But yeah, I have my units ready now. You are potentially, hopefully, deactivating towers, and I have my generals coming up as well. And I think I would like to get you, see if I can park you in this little plaza here, and maybe you can provide some supporting fire onto the plaza. So this section is ready to go. So let's get my other sections in this settlement here. Nubian spears, come on up. Bowman, do you still have ammo? Yes, you do. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Now it's time to start making our push. So on this is the right side of the settlement facing my deployment section. I'm going to push these 2 Nubian spears on in, and then slingers can take a flanking position in case I get charged, and bowmen can enter the settlement as well. And maybe we can provoke a charge on into our spears and our slingers. And, well, that is happening, yeah. So they have 1 healthy unit of spears, and then Let's see here. Can I get you guys? Like that. Move on up, and then skirmishers follow. And then bowmen follow as well. And yeah, I do have my general's bodyguard hanging out here. You guys can just continue to move down. Again, I don't know if I'm actually deactivating these towers, but yeah, I'll see how that goes. And on the back side, I do have my slingers in front. I have no bowmen on this side, but slingers on skirmish mode. And the Bedouin warriors, they're just here to, they're just a stopgap. If, you know, the enemy general charges and I need to get away, then there they are. So bowman, you're not in range of the general, are you? Okay. Well, let's move, let's see here. Let's move. I feel like this would be a good place for me to bait the enemy. If I can get some shots here with my archers. I wonder how close I have to get. And let's see if my Nubians, my slingers, can get into range on the backside here. And that's still out of range, isn't it? Oh, no, it is. Oh, okay. We can probably tempt. And are these archers shooting? No, these ones are shooting. Or no, they're not shooting either. Who's shooting? Is it you guys? Oh, they're in range of the militia hoplites. Ooh, okay. Well, let's try to continue to move you guys forward. Yeah, pathfinding. And this is on like the easier to use unit scale, right? This is still a little bit tricky here in these skinny settlements. Yeah, you're... Oh, they are in range. Ooh, okay. So can we provoke an attack? No, they're going to be attacking here. Okay, so let's go here. And skirmishers throw on in. And you guys throw on in as well. You guys push forward. And I like to press halt because it makes their spears go down. A lot of times their spears go up and they continue to shoot. So, man, let's see. They're down to 12 guys. Are we going to be able to wipe out... Let's see. Down to 6 guys. Can we hold? Looks like one unit's already running away. Down to 5 guys. Yeah, General's bodyguards can be a tough unit. And Nubian spears are not, they're not the strongest unit. There we go. Alright. Looks like it's just the general. It's just the general. He got away. And he's getting shot at. Oh, is anything going to get him? Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Alright, now all that's left is to get rid of these militia hoplites. And because they are slow and stupid, it should be relatively easy. Yeah, these poor hoplites are already getting shot from every which way. Let's see, I can move these bowmen up. And I think, are these slingers in range? Yep, they're going to be peppering them as well. These slingers can actually just run up. And they can start throwing pebbles on into the rear. And let's do that. Ooh. End battle, yeah. So we did lose 93 men. And we healed 15 men. 14 were on the Nubian spearmen. And yeah, that's the unit that took the most damage, right? In that initial charge, they lost 60 guys, healed 14. And the other unit lost 42. Okay. Yeah, those general's bodyguards can be pretty tough.
Victory is ours!
All right, Damascus is now ours. Let's occupy. It's going to give us 126 loot, and yeah, I think that's just the only way to go right now. And what do they have here? Let's repair the wooden palisade. And let's see, what do we have? Population 16, so it's not quite yet at a large town, so I don't really want to retrain these units because I don't want to detract from that population. Yeah, I think I would rather just like build roads, possibly. Actually, you know what? In situations like this, I'm not immediately keen on building roads because this is sort of a frontier province. With that being said, though, this is just a rebel province out here, so maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. But that increased movement range does, of course, apply to enemy armies as well as my own. So, you know, building roads, it's good, I guess, for, you know, the factions that can build the paved roads and make some money off of it. But I think for the barbarian factions, it's not as much of a no-brainer. You know, like, you build your roads in your inner territories, but don't build your roads in your outer settlements because, you know, you might be getting attacked on those same gosh darn roads. So gives you something to think about. So I will think about what I want to build in Damascus, but let's go ahead and get this battle underway here in Antioch.
Prepare for battle.
So yes, the spy is not going to open the gates for us. But what do we got? Yeah, 4 stars, faction leader, 2 militia cav. This is going to be a much simpler, much easier battle. I probably don't have to use all 5 of my battering rams. I can probably just go into their front and use my 4 archers and shoot everything to death.
The smell, worse than any camel, is the enemy. Fear has unmanned them. Fear of you, oh brave warriors. Fear of you. And at the last, brave and noble soldiers, I say this: fight with the courage our people expect. Fight like men!
Man, that was quite the diss there. Like, actually, their stench, the fear of you has unmanned them? Jesus. That's pretty brutal. And here we are. So this is the upgraded wall, isn't it? This isn't just a palisade. This is is it the wooden wall? I need to look at that. Anyway, yeah. Here we go. We have plenty enough to get the job done. And yeah, this is a large town, so it's a bit bigger, but the streets are going to be a bit wider. And I think our job is going to be simple enough here. Alright, now that I'm all set and ready to go, let's begin the battle. Same setup as last time, but hopefully don't have to be as fastidious with my preparations here. Or my execution, should I say. Can we see anything right off the bat? It looks like right off the bat, everyone is in the middle of the settlement, so you guys go on in here. Spearman can move on up. And then on this side, you guys can go here and then here. Follow up. And then you follow up here. Let's try to avoid that tower, and then we can go in and hit this gate. Well, I just had my battle crash, and I think this is maybe the first time that I've had a crash happen in battle since I started playing this game. I've had plenty of crashes on my strategy map, but in battle, never. And that sucked, just because I actually didn't save between the 2 battles, so I had to play the fight for Damascus all over again. I tried to auto-resolve it, and I took 300 casualties, and a lot of those casualties were on my archers, so I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So I just fought that battle all over again. Yeah, I took a little bit more. I took like 101 casualties in this second time I fought Damascus. And I think I took 90 something the first time. But still, yeah. Overall, the result is negligible, and yeah, I'm ready to get this episode over with, just because, yeah, that kind of took the steam out, as you can imagine, playing the same battle over and over, or just twice. Still, it's that took a lot of time, so yeah, I was a little bit more sloppy the second time, but I still tried to be as precise as I could with my limited patience left. And yeah, I'm just ready to shoot these cavalrymen guarding Antioch. I'm just ready to shoot them to pieces so I can get this episode over with. I am just not getting really any good angles here with my skirmishers. I think this unit of militia cavalry is a little bit too close to the wall. They are taking some shots, but I'm wasting a lot of missiles here. So I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on them with my Nubian spears, and just have my Nubian spears just kind of march right on in, and maybe I can push them back and bring in the rest of my skirmishers, and maybe we can get a bit more better firepower on that side of the wall. Now, are they gonna... Okay, they're just gonna charge on into us. Okay, well, that's very nice of them. Jesus. I just thought we were gonna push them back and create some room for ourselves. But this is perfect. Now, that's essentially one unit of militia cavalry down, and yeah, let's just kind of bring my Nubian spears. Yeah, you guys can come on in. And then I can just push on down this lane here with my archers in support. And now we're just making our way down this narrow city road, and we are about to come to this. Yeah, this is always kind of an awkward section here, because the place where I would want to get charged from is going to be like... Yeah, there's these big old trees, and there's a corner here. Yeah, this is always awkward to kind of deal with. I'm not quite sure the best way to handle this. Right now I just have my Nubians in a big old block right there, and I'm following up with some skirmishers, and then I have all of the archers behind them. And yeah, there's still 2 units of militia cavalry as well as the general, the faction leader. And I probably should bring these spears up as well. Put them all in column formation and then just march them down. Now my archers are getting some shots in on these militia cavalry, and I am moving my phalanx into what I hope is a better position, although... Yeah, they might be throwing some javelins at us. But if we can get this unit of militia cavalry to charge on into my phalanx, that would be wonderful. We have a little statue of a person hanging out here. And let's see, yeah, they are taking some casualties. And are my skirmishers throwing in? Yes, they are, so... Yeah, I think we're doing some pretty decent damage there. Yeah, we're cutting them up pretty good. And then there's another unit of militia cavalry. No, that's the damaged unit. 40 men, and now the general's bodyguard. Okay, so now the general's bodyguard is coming on in. I have more Nubian spears coming in to support as well. Just because I feel like general's bodyguards can do a good job of, yeah, let's get you to run up, and... Are you guys gonna try to... Yeah, ooh, okay, so yeah, they're gonna try to outflank us here. So let's try to go here. And then phalanx, go down. And go down. And try to chop, chop, chop like that. And can I form you up a little bit? Yeah, they broke one of our guys. But we have a whole mob of phalanxes here. So where are they right now? There's 46 of them. And they're probably going to break that formation as well. Let's see, which direction are you guys facing? You're facing the wrong way? Okay. You guys, okay, yeah, man, this general, he's rolling right up our line. There you go. Put down your spears. Face the right way. Man, there's 42 left. Oh yeah, he's the faction leader, right? So he has a big unit. That's what she said. Let's see. Down to 31 men. Yeah, let's see him break through that block. And skirmishers, you can keep throwing in. Yeah, there might be a little bit of friendly fire here, but overall, if we can kill the faction leader, I would say that it is worth it, right? Let's see, alright, the bodyguard is down as 16 men and 13 men. Looks like we're pushing through. Yep, a lot of horses going down, a lot of horses. See, that's what I don't want. I don't want him to get... Whoop, whoa, what was that? What just happened? Whoa, what was that? I just like told them to reform and, or not like reform, but like just to fight in the other direction, and then it was like a bomb was underneath them that just blew up. That was crazy. I have no idea what that was. Wow, okay. Well, it looks like there is just a couple guys left in his unit. There he goes. Down goes the faction leader, and now there's just 12 militia cavalry on the square. 14 militia cavalry on the square that need to be dealt with. And my archers still have some ammunition as well, so here, let's fix that. And again, apologies for being a little bit rushed at this point. For those of you who have been around the channel for a while, you know that I do like to take things slow, but yeah, after having to play that Damascus battle twice, my patience got just worn a little bit thin there, so I'm sure I could have been doing a better job so far in this battle. Something that I've learned by now, but I need to continue to relearn this lesson over and over and over again, is that when using these militia level phalanx spearmen, you do really have to pay very precise attention to their facing and their spears, and as well as like doubling up on the units, basically stacking one on top of the other, because their mass does not seem to be strong enough as is. I think that General's Bodyguards units can still just push through these units 1v1. You know, you would think spears like a phalanx can be at a General's Bodyguard. Even when they are braced and facing the right direction, General's Bodyguards can still push through them and break them. It's kind of a crazy thing. It kind of it's shocking, really. But I think that by stacking these guys, you know, one on top of the other, the way that my second group kind of was, is the better way to go about it. My impatience was shown in that I essentially had 3 units that were out and not as supported, you know? 3 might seem like a lot, but against an entire unit of the faction's bodyguard, it's not as much as you would think. From here, though, I think that we might be able to kill the rest of this militia cavalry, or maybe not. I wonder if these trees, I'm sure they're blocking a lot of my shots. So, yeah, at this point, have we killed any? Yeah, we haven't killed any. So instead of wasting our ammo here, let's move up my spears and javelins. Is that you guys? Do you have any ammo? No, you did not. Well, you can move up as well. You can probably support the combat here. And then archers. All I need is like 1 unit up here. I don't need all 4 of them, really. And there goes the charge of the militia cavalry, and they got cleaned up pretty. Yeah, that was pretty fast. There's only 1 left. Come on, guys, take them out. There we go.
Enemy cowards, run!
All right, so we did lose 379. That's a bit, Jesus. That's a bit. Not gonna lie, that's a chunk. Let's see, and I did heal 30 men out of my Libyan mercenaries. That's the unit that was skirmishing with the militia cavalry in the beginning of the battle. And yeah, it does seem like it is the unit that has been damaged first in the battle that is healing its casualties. That seems, I want to say, definitive by now. I feel like I've been paying enough attention to that in the few battles that I have fought in the last few episodes to see that, yes, it's the casualties being healed is being done to the first units that are, losing men. And in my testing, it didn't really, the percentage had nothing to do with the weapon type. It had nothing to do with the missile or light weapon. I did test cavalry and then infantry with light weapons and then missiles. I didn't test like chariots or elephants, but maybe that would make sense too, that a casualty wouldn't heal from an attack from those types of units. But anyway, maybe that's worth testing at another moment. Again, apologies for the sloppy play there in that last battle. I could have done better on Antioch. It's too bad. It's too bad that it's fine. It's fine. It's a lot of men to lose, sure, but I can retrain all of my Nubian spears in Antioch itself. Antioch is a minor city. That's nice. That's another tier 3 that I already have. And let's see, what else can I recruit? I can recruit Desert Cavalry here. That's awesome. And I can recruit a Nubian cavalry as well, which is my tier 2 cavalry. That's great. That's very, very nice. I can recruit 2 pieces of cavalry that I can't recruit anywhere else. Am I working on stables here in Memphis? I am. I'm 1 turn away before those stables are finished, and that's going to allow me to train Desert Cav. Awesome. Sweet. But I can get both of those units up here in Antioch as well. And then what else do they have? Governor's Palace, Cavalry Stables, Barracks, Roads. So yeah, I can retrain my Nubian spears. Anything else is damaged. The skirmishers took light knocks. The mercenaries, sure, no big deal. And then everything else is more or less fine. So from here, my faction leader can hold an Antioch, and what I would like to do is put a fort here on the road between this little mountain here and the sea, and I can block off any reinforcements coming from Tarsus. And I would like to put a fort here on this bridge, blocking any reinforcements from coming from this province, this Seleucid settlement. And then, while that's happening, I can bring this army down. And I don't need to take this because I feel like this gets me closer to bordering the Parthians than I would like. If anything, the Parthians can take it first. That's fine, I think. Instead, there's 2 provinces down here that I would like to take first and focus on that. Sort of taking territories that otherwise would be taking time and delaying the confrontation with the Parthians is going to be the goal here, while keeping the Seleucid provinces here, keeping Tarsus in between me and the Pontics, and then keeping this settlement in between me and the Armenians. The Parthians, that conflict is inevitable because eventually they will be taking these settlements and then they will border me, and then, hey, now it's time to fight, right? So that's why I think that now that I've neutered the Seleucids, it's fine. I don't need to continue attacking them. That's just going to put me in confrontation with the Armenians and the Pontics, so don't do that. At this point, it can be kind of considered like a consolidation stage of the campaign. I still want to put watchtowers like in all of my territory that I cannot see. And as I said before, I do want to build my forts in these areas up here around Antioch so that I can defend this area as well. And I have an enormous economy that I can work on as well. And yes, upgrading my army. You know, there's going to be a time soon where I should be focusing on getting these, what buildings are they? Can I build any right here? The blacksmith, yeah. Now the blacksmith allows me to train the Egyptian chariots, which are my melee chariots. And then the upgraded blacksmith allows me to train the Egyptian chariot archers. Both very, very good units, very crucial for the Egyptian faction. So it's going to be nice to get those out as well. It's nice to get some chariots that are not just my faction, my characters, as well as my chariot archer units that I started the campaign with. It's going to be nice to get some actual Egyptian chariots that I can train as well. But you know what? That is all. Going to have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Conostep playing Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.